On and mute when you have a question. So I'll get back to Precious. So Precious, pick your question. 1 to 10. What's your question, Precious?
Question 5.
All right. So question 5. Question 5 says, give at least 4 examples of economic policies and objectives. 4 examples of economic policies and objectives. Give 4 examples of economic policies and objectives. Yes? Yes, Precious? 4 examples of economic policies and objectives. You have to unmute your speaker, Precious. We can't hear you when your speaker is muted. All right? All right, so we are putting 0 on Precious. You guys are not studying. Nobody has answered the question for the 5 questions asked. All right? Let's go to Mr. Mbewe. Let's go to Chimwemwe. Yes, Chimwemwe, pick a question.
Hello. Hello, Shad. Can you give me a chance?
We've gone to Chimwemwe, Precious.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, Chimwemwe, pick a question 1 to 10. Chimwemwe. 1 to 10, what's your question? Mwemwe, whatever it is, please unmute your speaker and say something, okay? There's Mwemwe, I don't know, is this Chimwemwe or... Oh, yeah. Okay, let's get back to Jacqueline. Jacqueline, pick a question 1 to 10.
8.
Number 8. All right. Number 8 says. Okay, good. Okay, so number 8 says. Number 8 says, kindly give 4 examples of money markets. 4 examples of money markets. Your time is moving.
Capital, 4 examples of money markets.
Yes. You have 10 seconds.
Okay, financial banks, commercial banks, sorry.
Okay.
Commercial banks. Pension funds.
All right, your time is up.
Saving banks.
Your time is up.
And
those are not the answers.
41.
All right. So 0 again on Jacqueline. Mr. Pini, put another 0 on Jacqueline. So the examples of money markets we talked about of course those are primary markets. Like one of them where we talked about were central and commercial banks as an example, and then talked about intermarket banks. We talked about euro currency markets. We talked about certificate of deposit market, local authority market, finance house market, intercompany market. These are the things we discussed in a class yesterday. All right. So you guys should up your game, start when we learn something. So thank you so much for that. You got the first one correct, banks, but the other 3 were not correct. So we're giving you 0. So we go to Mr. Piri, pick a question 1 to 10. Yes, Mr. Piri.
Question 9.
Question number 9. So question number 9 says, what is the meaning of the 3 E's in a not-for-profit organization regarding a financial manager's work? What is the meaning of the 3 E's in a not-for-profit organization regarding a financial manager's work? Yes, Mr. Piri.
Economy.
All right. Yes.
Economy evaluation.
Okay, yes.
Then exclusiveness.
All right, your time is up, and that answer is incorrect. So we have 0 on Mr. Pili. Mr. Pili, we said please mute your speaker. There's a lot of feedback. Okay, good, thank you. Mute your speaker, please. Mute your speaker. All right, so what we said, Mr. Pili, was that as a financial manager working for an NGO, NGOs their aim is not to make profit. So the first on those 3 is, we talked about yes, economy is one of them. There's no evaluation. That's dogmatic. There's only efficiency and effectiveness. And then we said efficiency means cheaper. Effectiveness means better. All right. So economy has got to do with you get the cheap inputs but good quality. All right. You want to economize on the expenses. All right. When it comes to efficiency, of course, we talked about those inputs and outputs maximization at a very cheaper price. Objective and effectiveness has got to do with being better. So please study, go through the notes. All right, thank you so much for that. So we have Mr. Siame, pick a question 1 to 10. Yes, Mr. Siame, question 1 to 10. The speaker is muted, Mr. Siame. You may want to unmute and pick a question 1 to 10. Okay, let's go to Mwenya. Yes, Mwenya, pick a question 1 to 10.
10.
Question number 10, fantastic. Okay, so where's question number 10? Question number 10 says, what is the agency problem?
What is
the agency problem? And please give 3 examples.
What is the agency problem?
And give 3 examples. You have 20 seconds. Your time is moving. 14 seconds. 7 seconds. All right, your time is up. Guys, who wants to try? Who wants to try? Anybody wants to try? Before we give the answer. What is the agency problem? And give 3 examples. So Mwenya has got another 0. So nobody has answered the question from the time we started. And these are the things we've discussed in class. So you guys are studying. This is an eye-opener for you. Yes, anybody wants to try the agency problem? And how? And give just 3 examples. Anybody wants to try? Remember how we said that the agency problem is the problem that the directors who are the agents of the company may not act in the best interest of the shareholders. And one of the examples we said was inefficiency, laziness, heavy paychecks and allowances, partly because maybe directors, instead of doing what should benefit the shareholders, they are busy playing video games in their offices, twiddling their thumbs every day, playing video games at the expense of the shareholders' investments. So that is the agency problem. And those 3 are the examples. Risk-averse management, all right? The things we talked about. Short-termism, not wanting to think in the long term. They just want to think about today. Those are some of the problems. So please, guys, that was one of the simplest questions on all the questions I have. What is the agency problem? Partly because it was supposed to be captured the first time. It's shocking that you can't get it, but all right, so there we go. So what we have Mr. Let's go to Precious. Pick a question, Precious, 1 to 10.
Question number 1.
Question number 1. All right, so question number 1 says, give 4 examples of secondary financial objectives. 4 examples of secondary financial objectives in the financial manager's work. Give examples, 4 examples of secondary financial objectives in the financial manager's work or job. For examples, your time is moving. You have 20 seconds remaining.
To reduce spending.
All right. Number 2.
And one other last important thing, very important.
You have 9 seconds.
And Shadrach are in charge.
Income distribution.
2 seconds. Your time is up. Thank you so much. We give you 0. That answer is incorrect. Guys, anybody wants to try before I give the answer? There are 4 examples of secondary financial objectives in the financial manager's job. What did we say, guys, in class? 4 examples. All right, so you're going to appreciate why I wrote this. Yes?
Can I try it?
Yes,
Profit maximization.
Okay.
Sales maximization.
Okay.
Cost minimization. I think also to manage the debt of the company.
All right.
Debt minimization.
I'm going to give you 1 mark for that, partly because you've talked about the profitability and sales growth, but I would like you to use technical terms like liquidity, sales growth, gearing, you know. I would like you to use such kind of terminologies, you know, and like maximization, maximization, I think, you know, yeah. So I'm going to give you 1 mark for the question that was supposed to go to Precious for a number of marks. I'm going to give you 1, so that means you have a chance to increase your tally, because you have a free 1 mark, and then you're going to have your own question. So now we go back to also, so everybody's here. I'm now going back to Mr. Piri. Mr. Piri, pick a question 1 to 10. What's your question?
Question number 8.
Question number 8. Okay, question number 8. Question number 8. Mute your speaker. You unmute when I ask the question. All right. Thank you so much. Mute your speaker. You unmute when I say something. Question number 8 says, what is the primary objective of a financial manager? And please give 2 examples. What is the primary objective of financial managers? And give 2 examples where necessary. So let's go, Mr. PD. What is the primary objective of financial manager? You have 20 seconds remaining. The time is moving. Eleven, 7. All right, your time is up, Mr. Pili. Mr. Pili gets another 0. This is shocking, Mr. Pili. This is the first thing we talked about in class. All right, mute your speaker. Anybody wants to try? Anybody wants to try? The primary objective of a financial manager. What did you say?
Let me try. Hello?
Yes, Precious. Go ahead.
It's good. It can be to increase on the economic benefits of an investment or investments.
All right. That's not correct. All right. So you guys are going to appreciate why we brought this quiz to let you see that you need to up your game, because the primary objective, we said the only reason why we're even doing this course is simply because of shareholder wealth maximization. That is the primary job of a financial. That's what we said. Right? The primary objective is to increase shareholders' wealth maximization. And we talked about two ways. The two ways that can be done is through dividend and capital gain. You remember that? Mr. Sia, remember that? All right, so Mr. Pili gets under 0. Let's go to Mwenya. Pick a question 1 to 10. Yes, Mwenya, pick a question 1 to 10. I'm replacing the question. You can pick any question. Once it's answered, you replace it with another one. Okay, question number 2. So question number 2 says, what is the role of a venture capitalist? What role does a venture capitalist play? Yes.
The role of a venture capitalist is to offer private equity to a startup, to a business that is just starting up.
Oh yeah, that is very true. Can you explain how the venture capitalist goes about that? What type of business offers that private equity? Can you explain what type of business may qualify to receive that type of help from a venture capitalist?
A business that is high risked.
Okay.
That has a long-term vision.
Okay.
Yeah, and it also lacks liquidity.
It also lacks liquidity. All right. Okay. I'm not very much happy with the answer, but the first part I like it. I don't like the last part, so I'm gonna give you 1. Partly because the venture capitalist is able to give private equity for startup businesses that has got a high potential to grow. All right. But of course, there are some conditions that have got to be met for you to qualify for that type of funding. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think you're okay in the first part. So instead of 2 marks, I'm gonna give you 1 mark, partly because I don't like the last part. All right. Thank you so much for that, Mwenya. So okay, let's go. We have who else is remaining? Precious. Pick a question 1 to 10.
Number 9.
Number 9. Number 9 says, what is a Eurobond? What is a Eurobond? You have 17 seconds, Precious. The time is moving.
It's a debt instrument.
That is not.
It's a debt instrument. That's in a currency that's not for that particular country. It's in a currency of a foreign country.
All right. Eurobond. All right. Okay. I'm gonna give you 2 marks. A Eurobond, that's simply debt in foreign currency, to make it short for them to understand, right? Yeah. All right. So let's go back to Jacqueline. Jacqueline, pick a question 1 to 10.
Four.
Question number 4 says, give 3 examples of institutional investors. 3 examples of institutional investors. Your time is moving. You have 17 seconds. 11. 4. Your time is up. Jacqueline gets 0. So guys, anybody wants to try 3 examples of institutional investors?
Can I try? Can I take it?
Yes, yes, please.
Pension funds.
Pension funds 1.
Investment trusts.
Investment trust number 2.
Unity trusts.
Unit trust number 3. Fantastic. So that was Mwenya, right? So Mwenya gets a mark. So okay, Mwenya gets another mark. Fantastic. So now Mwenya, you also have got to pick your question. So pick a question from 1 to 10.
Me?
Yes.
Question 1.
Question number 1. So question number 1 says that question number 1 says that give 3 ways in which a company can legitimately resolve the agency problem. 3 ways in which a company can legitimately resolve the agency problem. 3 ways in which a company can legitimately resolve the agency problem. Three ways in which the company can legitimately resolve the agency problem.
Takeovers.
Okay, takeovers. That's not correct. All right, so we're gonna give you. You still have 6 seconds. Wanna try? Your time is up. So I'm gonna give you 0. Oh, fantastic! Turns out that instead of getting 0, you get a 1 from the other question. Okay, good. So let's go. So you've benefited from Jacqueline's. You benefited from Jacqueline's, misfortune. All right. So, all right. So far, there's you and Precious on top of the chat. I don't know how Precious found herself on top of the chat, but she picked 1 question right, and all right. So that's how it happens in the Bible. That the first shall be the last. Yeah? So what we have Mr. Siam, pick a question 1 to 10. Yes, Mr. Siam, question 1 to 10. Which question are you picking? Pick a question, Mr. Siam, 1 to 10. The questions are being replaced. Once it's asked, I replace with another one. So you can pick any number between 1 to 10. I have some messages on the private chat. Question number 3. Okay. Mr. Simon says question number 3. Question number 3. Where's this document? What is financial management? This should be interesting. You are muted. What is financial management? Very interesting question indeed. Yes, Mr. Siame. What is financial management? You have 12 seconds remaining. This should be shocking. And this is going to shock me. Like, you have 2 seconds and the time is up. Seriously? All right. Before we say the answer, anybody wants to take it up to benefit that 1 mark? What is financial management? Mr. Semen should be sad by now. Anybody wants to take it up? Yes, Jacqueline.
Hello.
Yes, Jacqueline,
Can
go
I
ahead.
take it out?
Yes.
It's simply the management of finances, the management of the finances of an organization in order for that organization to achieve its financial objectives.
Fantastic. So you have been redeemed. You have a mark, 1 mark. Thank you so much. So that's what you're supposed to say, Mr. Siame. Okay, so Jacqueline, that gives you a chance to pick your own question so that you can redeem yourself even further. So pick your question, 1 to 10.
6.
Question number 6. Kindly explain the needs of internal stakeholders in an organization. Give only 1 example. Explain the needs of internal stakeholders in an organization, giving 1 example.
So I'm an internal stakeholder in an organization. I give an example of a shareholder, and
Okay.
their need would be to maximize their profit, or rather increase their wealth.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay, so Jacqueline gets that 2 marks. Okay, for the first time in a long time. All right, so this takes us to, so Jacqueline has been redeemed. 5 points, 4 points, Jacqueline so far. So we go back to Precious. Pick a question, 1 to 10.
Question 8.
So question number 8. All right. So question number 8 says, what is the value of corporate governance in the work of a financial manager? What is the value of corporate governance in the work of a financial manager? What is the value of corporate governance in the work of a financial manager? So in short, the question is simply asking what role does corporate governance play? Yeah. We have 16 seconds, Precious.
It increases the accountability of all individuals in a company. It helps reduce risk.
All right, you have okay. Okay, I'm happy with what you've said on accountability because that's the idea. Corporate governance improves accountability. So once accountability is improved, it means it's going to force managers to act in the best interest of the shareholders, because corporate governance brings about things that act as if a deterrent to fraud, but also to misconduct. So there's that sense of accountability because there's good corporate governance. There's going to be what we call separation. There are going to be what is called committees, audit committees, and other administration committees. So there's going to be needs and things like that to offer checks and balances on those that are charged with governance. So corporate governance improves accountability, which in turn affects the behavior of those charged with governance. So I think, Precious, again, for the second time, I'm going to give you this 2 marks. You joined Jacqueline on 4 points. So we have Mr. Siame pick a question, 1 to 10. Mr. Siame, pick a question 1 to 10. All right. Let's move to Jacqueline. I can't hear Mr. Siame. Jacqueline, pick a question 1 to 10. No. Let's go to Mwenya. Mwenya, pick a question 1 to 10.
6.
Question number 6. All right. What does question number 6 say? Question number 6 says, state 3 functions of stock markets. State 3 functions of stock markets. 3 functions of stock markets. State, yes.
To issue shares.
All right, number 1. Number 2.
To determine the price of the shares.
Okay, number 3. Three functions. You have 9 seconds.
Okay, the first one would have been to issue new shares, then also to issue already existing shares.
Okay. I'm gonna give you one, partly because we will save the third one. You should have done it this way to take advantage, partly because we could have split it into primary markets and then secondary markets. We could have said for primary markets, their sole function is to issue new shares. Secondary market, the sole function is to issue already existing shares, and then we could have added the also liquidation of investment liquidation.
Investment of liquidation.
Yes, but also there's also what we talked about in terms of financing takeovers. Yeah. So I'm gonna give you one, but because you've said the first one correct, you didn't say the last one. So I'm gonna give you one. So Jacqueline is back. Precious is behind with 1 mark. So okay. So what we have now, we have Mwenya, pick a question 1 to 10.
7.
Question number 7. So question number 7 says, what is the function of capital markets?
It's a market that trades long-term financing.
All right. I think I'm going to give you 2 long-term financial instruments. Huh? Yeah, fantastic. All right. So, okay, we're going to give you this one. Okay. Okay, so Jacqueline and Precious are at par. So let's go back to Precious. Pick a question 1 to 10.
Question 6.
Question 6 says, kindly give 3 examples of financial markets. 3 examples of financial markets. If you don't get this one, you should cry. 3 examples of financial markets. You have 17 seconds. 9. The time is moving.
Lucy.
You say Lucy.
Sir. Sir, let me.
So, 0.
Sir, let me try.
Yes.
Sir, let me try.
Yes.
We have capital markets.
Capital markets 1.
Yes, we have money markets.
2.
And we have stock markets.
Derivative markets.
So
we have derivative market.
We'll share 0.5, 0.5.
Okay, Mr. I'm going to give you half. and I'm going to give half
two answers were correct.
The last one was wrong. I was going to give you 0. All right. So I'm going to share this with you. You're getting half, and Mwenya gets half. Partly because
How?
because the last one was not correct. Yeah. So Mr. Siamens, you have the chance. Pick a question. 1 to 10.
I'm going to pick question 5.
Question number 5. Okay. Question number 5 says, explain the role of money markets. Explain the role of money markets.
The role of money markets is they provide short-term financing, e.g. lending,
All right.
and borrowing money.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So that gives you 2 for the first time in a long time. All right. So we can now move on to Mr. Piri. Mr. Piri is in the background. All right. Mute your speaker, please. When you mute your speaker, let's go to Precious. No, Precious. We are going to Jacqueline. Jacqueline, pick a question. 1 to 10.
8.
Question number 8. Question number 8 says, what's the difference between euro currency and euro bond?
Okay, so euro currency is debt in foreign currency, and it's payable over a short period of time, whereas euro bond is debt in foreign currency over a longer period of time.
Yeah, 2 marks. All right, so we have 2 marks. Okay, good. We go to Mr. Siam. We go to Precious. Pick a question 1 to 10. Yes, Precious, 1 to 10. No. We're going to Mwenya. Mwenya, 1 to 10. Pick a question.
7.
Question number 7 says, explain the term interest rate. Interest rate. What is that?
A rate.
Yes. Explain the term interest rate.
It's a rate that is charged on a compound amount.
8 seconds
It's
remaining.
borrowed.
All right.
Sir, can I try?
Yes.
Can I try, please?
Yes.
It's a proportion of a loan that is charged as interest to the borrower.
What is the difference between what you've said
It's
and what
expressed as
Mwenya said?
Can I try?
Yes, Jacqueline. There's
Sir,
no
how
difference
long
between
is
what
that?
you said and what Mwenya said. You said the same thing.
Okay.
Yes, Jacqueline.
Interest rate is the cost of borrowing on saving on an amount.
All right.
Half.
It's half.
Reading this. It's 300. 278. All right. Okay, so what we have is the same answer. So I'm gonna give it to Mwenya. But I didn't like the word interest in your statement. I would have loved if you used the word price.
Oh,
no, I'm saying I didn't like the word interest because you repeated the same statements. Like you're not changing the, So you should have said that it is the price governing the lending and borrowing of money. Interest is the price that you pay for borrowing money. The price governing the ending and buying of money. So Mr. Seme said the same thing and Jacqueline said the same thing, but I'm going to give it back to you because you said the same thing. So I'm going to give you two, partly because I'm just such a nice man. This looks like you are back. Oh, you are now at par with Jacqueline. All right. Let's see who goes to State House. So we have Precious pick a question, 1 to 10. No. Precious has gotten 0, right? So we are going to Mr. Siam, pick a question 1 to 10.
Question number 2.
Question number 2 says, this should be interesting. I think I'm being forced to just ask it the way it is. Give 2 examples of institutional investors. Give 2 examples of institutional investors. And state 2 certain criteria for one to qualify.
Come again with the question, sir.
Give 2 examples of investors. Yes. And give 2 examples of institutions that qualify for their funding. I think just to finish it up. 2 examples of institutional investors and then 2 examples of institutions that qualify for their funding. Yes, 1. 2 examples of institutional investors and 2 examples of institutions that qualify for their funding. Number 1. 20 seconds is ticking. 16. 12. 8. 'You have less than 4 seconds. And you have 0 seconds. All right.
Let me try.
Take it up.
Let me try. Let me try. 1. 1 insurance companies, 2 banks. I hope I'm right.
I don't like banks. Anybody wants to add one so that you can share?
Credit unions. Credit unions.
Pension funds.
Pension funds, yes. Pension funds. Pension funds. I think those ones are, I think I like that one. So we can talk about it. Yeah, pension funds. Did you say insurance companies? Did you say banks? I think I don't like banks. Yeah. I think I like pension funds and the other one. Unit trust. Unit trusts and things like that. So this is another test. So you're going to get half. Who said the other half? Precious will get half. Who else gets the other half? Who else answered? Is it Mwenya?
Mwenya, yes.
Okay, so Mwenya gets another half. Looks like we
are. You are unable to get me?
No, you didn't say anything in your term.
No, I would say, I mentioned insurance companies and investment trust. That's what I said.
Oh, you said.
I don't know if some people got me.
Did anybody get him?
We didn't hear you.
I only.
But how do I feel such a question? Honest.
Okay, so nobody heard you.
Maybe it's networking.
Look, I'm gonna give you one because you said 2. I'm gonna give you one. All right. I'm gonna give you one because you said 2 and we asked for 3. All right. Okay. Any insurance that qualify, we said, of course, these are big companies and governments. A good example also could have been, we talked about IMF just the other day, yesterday and things like that. Okay. So, so we have each one 2 questions remaining to decide. So, with 2 questions each for each one for us to conclude. So there are 2 questions remaining to decide. So pick the question wisely. I'm going to take you back to, of course, question 1 to 10. Let's begin with Mr. Siame. Pick a question 1 to 10.
I'll pick question 1.
Question 1 says, state 2 objectives of a financial manager. State 2 objectives. Yes.
1 is to maximize profits.
Okay.
Yes. Then second is to ensure that there is cost effective in the institution.
All right, that answer is incorrect. You get 0. Anybody wants to try before I go to someone else? 2 objectives.
Can I try?
Yes, Jacqueline.
So shareholder wealth maximization and sales maximization.
That is incorrect. Anybody wants to try?
Let me try.
Yes, Precious.
Cash flow maintenance, proper cash flow maintenance.
Incorrect. Mwanya, do you want to try?
I didn't get the question. Objectives of the what?
Financial manager's work, job, 2 objectives of financial manager.
Oops.
A financial manager has got 2 main objectives. Number 1, he has what you are telling me examples. You're not telling me the main objectives. There's what you call financial objectives, which we split into primary and secondary objectives, and then there's what we call non-financial objectives, which we talked about the needs of the stakeholders. You remember those kind of stuff?
Yes.
So you guys are giving me examples. You're not giving me the main objectives, like financial objectives, then non-financial objectives. On the primary objectives, that's where is wealth maximization. On the secondary objectives, that's where we find those sales growth targets. That's where we find all those other kind of stuff, like gearing, liquidity, and things like that. Then on the non-financial objectives, that's when now we get to employee welfare and things like that. So have these things clearly stated in your mind. So we got the next one. So Mr. Siame as a 0. Jacqueline, pick questions 1 to 10.
9.
Question number 9. Okay, where is this document? Question number 9 says, no, this is number 6. Okay. Kindly explain the role of a unit trust. Maybe let me rephrase it different. Maybe let me ask you this way, because I wanted to ask the first part and the second part, but I'm going to ask you as one question. What is the difference between an investment trust and a unit trust? So that's just one question. What's the difference? An investment trust and a unit trust. Your time is moving. You have 14 seconds. 10, 6.
I think investment trusts are longer term than unity trusts.
Time's up. Time is up. So it gets 0. Let's go. But anybody wants to take it up? The difference between an investment trust and a unit trust. Time is up, unfortunately. All right, so I'm going to go to Monia. Pick a question 1 to 10. Yes.
Can I try?
Yes.
Okay, so an investment trust is where you invest your money. In simple terms, while a unity trust is where a group of retirees come together, put in money, then once they maximize their profits, that's when they share that money. I think you explained something like that. In simple terms.
Okay, because I'm saying in simple terms, I'm gonna give you one. Okay.
Thank you.
I'm gonna give you one. All right. So we are going to go to Moenia. Pick a question 1 to 10.
Question 3.
Question 3 says, give 3 conditions that must be met before a venture capitalist can release funding.
3 conditions that
must be met before a venture capitalist can release funding.
Ooh, there should be
10 seconds. 6.
There should be a track record of
4.
a company.
2.
Okay, the vision should be crystal clear.
0.
Okay.
Can I try?
Yes, Mr. Siame.
I think a condition to.
Yes, Mr. Siame, we can't hear you. All right.
Hello?
I saw. Yes, Mr. Siame.
Are you able to get me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I was saying that one of the conditions that is required for a venture capitalist to raise funding is when your company that is in need of funding shows potential to raise funds in the near future. Or maybe I should put it, the company is able to, it has got a foreseeable future in terms of generating funds.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm also happy with that.
One mark.
The foreseeable future aspect, they want to see growth. And when I talked about clear vision, the vision very stated, all of you are giving me pieces, they're not connected. But anyway, okay, fine. Okay, I'm going to give you half. I'm going to give you half. I'm not happy with that, but I'm going to give you half. I'm going to give you half because of the. Yeah. So you share the 1 mark. We have Jacqueline. Precious, the one remaining. Pick a question 1 to 10. Question 1 to 10. Precious 1 to 10. Precious. Precious in the waiting room. Okay, Precious. You have to pick a question 1 to 10.
Question
Precious,
8.
1 to 10. Question 8
Question
says, what is a certificate of deposit? What is a certificate of deposit? What is a certificate of deposit?
We remove the mechanical, then we take the. We lost. About that?
This certificate,
It's okay.
it holds a fixed amount of money for a certain period of time.
This balance where we take 20%.
I'm not happy with that. I'm gonna give you 0.
Sir, can I try?
Yes.
The certificate of deposit, this is a bank product that earns interest on a lump sum deposit that is untouched for some time.
I'm gonna give you 1. Fantastic.
Thank you.
I'm gonna give you 1. That's good. So last question for each one. I'm gonna go with you, Mr. Siame. Pick a question. Last question.
I'll go for question 1.
Question 1. What is a finance house? Wow.
Finance house.
9 seconds.
Sir.
Yes. Yes.
A finance house. A finance house is
4
a company
seconds.
concerned primarily with money. A finance house is a house concerned primarily with money.
Can I take it?
Please take it.
It's a market for banks.
Okay. What is the difference, Mwenya, between a finance house and an intermarket market?
An intercompany.
An
A
intercompany
finance
market.
house is where just banks trade amongst themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Then an intercompany.
Okay. Okay, I'm not very happy with what you said, but I'm going to give you one. I'm not happy with that, but I'm going to give you one. I'm going to give you one. It's not very nice. That's not what we said, but there's a bit of, you know. So, okay, last question for Jacqueline.
Number 5, I think.
Number 5 says, what is a local authority market? What is a local authority market? Right. So, okay, that's a 0.
I don't
right.
know.
So, Precious, last question.
Can I try?
Yes. Okay.
A local authority.
Precious. Yes.
A local authority market is simply a market that is officially responsible for all the public services and facilities in a particular area.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that. For now, I won't give you anything.
Sir.
But because that answer is from Google.
No.
So, I don't like Google answers. So,
can I rephrase it?
No, it's from Google.
Can I rephrase it?
Okay, first, am I lying? Is that answer from Google or not? Is that answer from Google or not? It's a sham. That answer is from Google, so I don't like Google.
No, sir. It's not. It's from my head direct.
Google. No, it's from Google.
Let me rephrase it.
No, it's from Google. So let's ask Precious the last question. Close it down.
Question 2.
Question 2 says, okay. What is the meaning of the term maturity transformation?
What did you say?
The meaning of the term maturity transformation. You have 12 seconds.
Maturity transformation.
8, 4, 0.
Can I try?
Thank you so much. So,
can I try?
Yes.
Maturity transformation is a way by which financial institution use to borrow money on shorter time frames than they can rent out the money.
I don't like that.
Okay, sir. Maybe I say it's a practice by financial institution of borrowing money on shorter time frames than they lend the money out.
That. I don't like that. Guys, anybody who can try before we close? Find one mark to be grabbed by anybody. What is the meaning of the term maturity transformation? We spent time talking about this one. So I don't like that answer. And I gave you a very simple statement to just say once and for all. Yes, guys, maturity transformation. Okay, we'll close it. Do you remember how we talked about every time you go to the bank, you find money? Money available at every time? Maturity transformation. All right, guys, so let's have the total. So Mwenya has got 1, 2, 3, 5, 7. Okay, Mwenya has got 1.
Sir.
2, 3, 4, 6, 8.5. Mwenya has got 8.5. Precious 2, 4, half. So Precious has got 4.5. Seriously. Mr. Piri has got 0. Out of everything, this should be all right. This should be interesting. Mr. Siame has got 2, 4, 6. Jacqueline has got 1, 2, 4, 5, 7. Oh, so it turns out that first place goes to Mwenya with 8.5.
Yay.
Second place goes to Jacqueline with 7. Third place goes to Mr. Siame with 6. Fourth place goes to Precious with 4.5.
Yay.
Fifth place goes to Mr. Piri with 0.
Sir.
All right. Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
Check the number of questions that have been asked and how many questions you've asked everyone. I think I've been asked less, to be honest.
Oh, you've been asked less questions?
Yes.
All right. It's usually like that.
No, because you see, I think I had the network challenge because of the time you were asking me, I could answer. I mean, I could give you the number, but you couldn't hear me.
Next time,
and then I think you should give me a round of applause because my first class was yesterday. The last 2 topics I did learn. So I don't know.
Mr. Siame, get lost.
2 topics I did learn. I only learned yesterday. That was my first session.
Okay, so okay, we're going to clap for you, Mr. Siame. You have 3rd place. And
Thank you.
You have 6 points, and of course, so my initial plan was to give you 4,000, but nobody has qualified for 4,000 because all of you are below 10. I've asked you over 20 questions.
Okay, sir.
So
the next time we should have. At least that's at least okay. We should have. You should tell us. You have
my plan
such
was
and
that,
such.
Whoever gets 10 points gets 1,000.
Yeah.
Whoever gets 10 points gets 1,000. So nobody has gotten 10 points. So
800.
You've lost out on
So
1,000.
give the first 3.
No. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed. What I'm gonna do, I think maybe I'm just gonna. I'm thinking about Mwenya. Maybe I can consider Mwenya, but the rest of you, I think I'm not happy. Partly because we are way below. So
Mwenya, we are sharing.
No, I'm not saying I'm giving Mwenya. I'll think about it.
Okay.
Because she's below 10. The plan was you get 10, you get 1,000. You get 10 questions right, you get 1,000.
Okay, but sir, what you should do, maybe the next one, you give us, say, on like today is Saturday, next week Saturday or Sunday, you have a quiz.
Okay, so next week Saturday, Sunday, we're starting something very important. We're starting working capital management. We are going to have a very serious quiz. And what I'm going to do after that one, I think on that one, it won't be a quiz like this one. It will be a presentation. I'm going to ask you to do a presentation. And then I'm going to invite some people to come and judge so that they see I won't be the judge. I'll bring other people to be judges, and then yeah, that will be nice. So we want to make sure, guys, we get good marks. So are you guys okay? The last part you've done, at the first few minutes you are very dongolistic, but because I don't know what was happening, but towards the end, it's like you've maximized a lot on your friends and misfortunes. Yeah. Jacqueline and Precious were on top, and then suddenly they were overtaken. I don't know what happened, but anyway, I think not so bad. So, Mwenya, I'm not gonna give you 1,000, but I'm gonna find something else for you because you've not reached the target. So maybe we are going to give you something different. All right. And that's something different. Maybe I'll just put in my prayers.
Anyway, it's the best gift.
You're cheating, sir.
I'll put you in my prayers because
it's a best gift. Just accept it.
Seriously, I was willing to give 1,000 to everybody who got 10 points, but nobody got
But
10
you can
points.
give less.
No, I don't want to compromise on my standards. So I'll keep it for next week. So whoever gets 10 points next week gets 1,000. So in the meantime, when I'm gonna pray for you, and if possible, yeah, I'm gonna find something else also aside from prayer. Maybe I can buy for you lunch. Okay? Are you in Lusaka?
There's someone who wanted to buy me lunch, but they never bought. Madam, who is that one?
Oh,
the one I was eating. Yeah.
Frida. Yes. I think Mwenya can get a pizza. Yes.
Yeah. As a winner, I can request for anything, right?
What do you want?
To be granted.
What do you want?
At least a day during the week. In the evening, we can have another class. We can be meeting.
A day during the week. Then we have another class for what? For financial management.
Yes, for financial management.
So there are 3 days in a week.
Yes.
That is too much for a person who got 10 points. If you got 10 points, maybe now below 10, I think that is too much on a day because that is too much. But then we're going to reserve a pizza for you, and if you do better next week, so you're going to get 1,000 and a pizza. So for now, you have a pizza pending. So any day, are you in Lusaka?
All right. Thank you.
Lusaka?
So apparently myself, I'm not in Lusaka. You can imagine.
Okay, if wherever you are, I can always send people to bring for you pizza wherever you are. That's why when you're a rich young man, you can just make a phone call and say, "Can you take pizza to Solwezi?" And then they'll take to Solwezi. That's not true. But I can always organize for pizza wherever you are in Zambia. So wherever Mwenya is, I think we'll buy for a very nice pizza. So we're going to save it. So you already have a pizza pending. It will going to come after the next quiz, so that you can have a pizza and maybe under 1,000. That would be nice. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna go now. Is that okay? Can I go? So we have pizza for Mwenya. Mwenya gets a pizza. Are you in Lusaka, Mwenya?
Yes, I'm in Lusaka.
All right. You send for me your location. Just in case I change my mind during the week, I can call my people to bring for the pizza, or I can wait for the weekend. Yeah.
All right.
Indeed. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. Bye. See you. So this should help you to see that you should up your games in terms of study. All right. You guys have got knowledge, but it is scattered everywhere. So now consolidate it. So we've done 3 topics. So by now begin to gather. So this should help you open your minds. If you can't answer, it's okay, but it lets you know that you need to know something. All right. Yeah. So the next quiz, I can assure you, it will not be the same. You guys are going to be fantastic. So guys, thank you so much. Have a good day. I'm gonna see you whenever you see me. Bye.
Thank you.